Hello, everyone. Today is January 29th, 2026. I've been seeing articles and videos regarding ICE and protesters being shot. Well, first of all, when you have protesters out there that are taking their vehicles and literally trying to run over ICE agents and kill them with their vehicles. And then you have other protesters putting hands on ICE agents. You get what you deserve. And frankly, you deserve to be arrested because you're assaulting a federal officer. You would be arrested if you put hands on a police officer because that's assault. Now, Renee Good, I saw that video from two different angles. She deliberately tried to run over and kill that ICE agent. Deliberately. She got what she deserved. Now, as far as that guy Alex Peretti is concerned, being a former military person, he knew better than to bring his gun, even though he has a right to open carry. You don't bring a gun to a volatile and violent protest. And the type of gun he had easily discharges. You can bump it, you can pull the weapon out of the holster and it'll discharge. It's that sensitive. Plus, he should have had his concealed permit on him. You're supposed to carry that with you. His death could have been prevented. Same with Renee Good. But these protesters are not peaceful. A peaceful protest is where somebody is holding up signs, they're chanting, they're not putting hands on anybody, they're not assaulting anybody. I should know because I've been involved in a protest when I lived in California and our college tuition was being raised. And that was a peaceful protest. Nobody was arrested. Nobody got violent. Nobody put hands on anybody. But these protesters are not peaceful. They're violent. They're destructive. They destroy property. And you can say what you want. I really don't care. I don't care if you hate my guts. That's your right. You have the right to your opinion. But the way these so-called adults, and legally by the law and by the federal and state government, they're considered adults. But they're not acting like adults. They're acting like toddlers, really. And even when people make a comment online on somebody's video, people are called, stupid or old hag or whatever. The ones that are stupid are the ones with an emotional IQ that is very low or none at all. Because adults don't name call. Adults have rational, civil discussions. But a lot of these liberals and Democrats cannot have a legal, rational discussion because people who are moderately conservative or total conservative, we back up our facts. We come with evidence. And because they can't refute the facts or the evidence, then they resort to toddler behavior. They resort to violence and name-calling. And that's really sad. And what you people out there that are protesting and putting hands on ICE and trying to assault ICE and run them over with your vehicles, we would not be in this position had the Biden administration and the Democratic Party not opened up our borders and not vet the people that were coming in here. We've had college students that were great. We've had women and kids that were trafficked. And we've had cartel drug dealers. We've had violent gang members that were up here. We've had people here that were committing fraud on food stamps, housing, child care. We have extreme jihadist Muslims here that are terrorists. We also have people from Asian countries that are here that are terrorists. We got to get rid of them. We're not going to protect these criminals. I'm not against immigration. But if you want to come here as an immigrant, do it the right way. Go the legal way. Do it legally. Don't come here illegally. Do it the right way. Now, I don't mind people coming here and doing it the right way. I'm all for those kind of immigrants. What I am against is the ones that come here illegally, especially the criminals and those that traffic women and kids, that are bringing drugs here, that kill people, and that commit fraud. And now, as a result, we have to get our birth certificates and start carrying that around to prove that we're a citizen. Which is not fair, and that's not right. As it is, I've been having a hell of a time trying to get mine from California. So, the Democrats and the Biden administration are to blame for a lot of this shit that's going on that the current administration has to deal with and come behind and clean up the mess. And I don't feel sorry for anybody who is stupid enough to bring a firearm to violent protests. I don't feel sorry for anybody stupid enough to take a vehicle and try to literally run over and kill ICE with their vehicle. I don't feel sorry for you. I do feel sorry for the families of those people because they had deranged, lunatic people as family members. And I think that a lot of these protesters should be rounded up and forced into a mental institution because they're all cuckoo in the head. Violence does not solve anything. What solves things is sitting down and having a rational, calm discussion. One person speaks, the other person hears that person out, and then the other person that heard the person that was speaking gets their turn to be heard. Cooler heads always prevail. We need to work together and stop being divided. Because when you are a divided nation, you fall. And if that's what you want, so be it. But you're not going to like what's coming anyway. Because if you also think that Board of Peace is just about keeping peace, you're wrong. The Board of Peace is the actual New World Order, the one government. There's not going to be one nation, one country that will be sovereign after that. We won't be able to run our own countries. We'll have to answer to them. And in case you didn't realize it, we're living in the end times. Most of you will probably take the mark of the beast. But there's a lot of us that won't. Because those of us that won't take the mark of the beast, we'd rather die than dishonor our Creator, than to dishonor God. But I just had to put my 2 cents in regarding this bullshit issues. But we need to get the illegals out of here. I don't care what country they came from. And we also need to get Ilhan Omar and Rashida Tlaib out. They need to be sent back to Somalia, where they belong. Because that's where their allegiance is. The only people we need serving there in Congress and in the Senate and in any elected office is someone whose allegiance is to our country and puts America first. And for another thing, women should be barred. They should not be allowed to hold any elected office. Because women make decisions based off their emotion, not off of facts, not off of logic. Sorry about my voice cutting out. I got a sinus infection and bronchitis. But a woman's place is in the home, or as a teacher, or as a secretary, or law clerk, or stenographer, things like that. But they don't belong in an elected office. All right, y'all. Have a great day, and peace be with you.